I love that you guys have this new song Los Perros out right now. What's the inspiration behind it?
Los Perros is a song about liberation, I would say. I mean, it's a song that we wrote in a very complex moment of our lives and careers because we were quitting our previous jobs to get fully dedicated to the band. We were taking very difficult and risky decisions, and finally everything went well. But there was a time where it was not a certainty that being in a band was going to be the right decision to take. So we wrote a song about that moment and that feeling of nervous and uncertainty, but we decided to do it from the point of the anger and the hunger for freedom
Yeah.
and liberation, and there it is, and it's full of that sense of strength and yeah, and rock
Yeah,
and roll.
that's it. Very well
Did I
explained.
explain it well?
Yeah, you did.
I mean, we should tell you that Jota is an English teacher.
I was.
I mean, he studied the English career. I studied English, but that's not my expertise.
He's really speaking so well, right?
So I would all the time go back to him in order to know if I am speaking correctly.
He's looking for confirmation
Yes,
checks.
Yeah,
all
sounds
the
like
time. This
A
for me is
plus.
an English lesson, listening and speaking lesson.
I'm quite surprised, to be honest.
And you would know, you would feel that in Spain we study English as if we were British guys. So
Yep.
we would speak with that weird British accent, kind
Well,
of.
it does have a little, he does have a little British, I would say to him.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I can try to switch to American if you want, and it's better for you.
I have to say, what kind of response then have you been receiving to the song Los Perros? Is it everything that you wanted them to resonate with?
Yes.
Even more than expected. I'd say we always say that Los Perros is like the sound of rock that truly depicts the band's temper and sound, like truly, right? And we always say that that is the sound we want to show. That is like the true Arde Bogotá version of Arde Bogotá, right? And incredibly enough, we were a bit maybe afraid of the reception from the public because it was a bit you know a bit way tougher
Yeah.
than usual, but the fans received it really well and they really embraced it. So we knew from that moment on that we chose the right path.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that sound, with more guitars, with more strength, as he said.
Yeah.
And it just went on and well and high and high.
It's become one of our more important songs, I believe, and every night that we play it is like a high moment and a very important moment for the audience, and it really resonates. And it's also kind of an inside joke between us and our audience because our fans usually say the first line, "Soltada los perros," to us many times because it's kind of a little slogan
Yeah.
of our band and our shows. Yes.
I mean, it's earned you a nomination for Best Rock Song from a Latin Grammy. That has to mean something incredible for you all.
Yeah. No, I mean we're quite surprised. I would say. Well, he's not. I am. He was feeling that we were going to be there. I don't know why. Somebody tip him. I don't know.
Yeah, deep inside, I had the feeling that we were going to achieve at least one nomination, and in fact, we got two of them, and we bet money for that.
Yeah. I told him like I bet you 50 euros we are not going to be nominated because I mean it's quite a thing. The bands that we share shows every night uh, don't have the opportunity to be in that platform usually or historically I would say.
Mm.
and suddenly we're there. So I told him like 50 euros, man, we're not going to be there. And he was like, 50 not, but 25, I would say yes. And we
Okay.
bet
I'm
25
not that
euros.
rich, and I'm not that short of myself,
No.
so I just
So we
wanted to.
bet 25 euros and I lost, but I'm happy to be 25 euros poorer than I was before.
In fact, he gave
Okay,
me
so
26
did you
euros.
pay up?
Yes,
He
that,
paid.
that that same afternoon we got the news. I paid him 26 euros because I was so happy that I was going to give it another euro.
For luck.
And
Good for luck.
we just did another bet, like this time for sure we bet 50 euro.
Yes. Because he's now super sure that we're going to get one Grammy, and I am absolutely not. I mean, it's too much that we're already going to be there, so that's enough, man. There's where our luck stops, and he says we're going to get one Grammy at least. And I told him the other day, 50 euros. We're not getting any, and now he's sure enough to bet 50 euros.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
I'm
the
about to
odds are in
double or
Jota's
nothing.
favor,
Double
though.
or nothing.
The
Sorry,
odds
Jamie.
are kind of in the odds are kind of in Jota's favor because you have two categories to pick from, so that's kind of 50-50 almost.
Yes, but I feel very strong in my bet because if I win, I'm doubling the money I lost, and if I don't win, I'm getting a fucking Grammy. So
Yeah. I mean, he's
where's the
winning all
problem?
the
Where's the
time.
problem?
A
I'm only
win-win
winning.
situation. Yes, yes. It's such an incredible album you guys have out here too, Cabos de la E3. Is there a particular song on this album that is a favorite for you? Clearly, Jotas is Los Peros, but do each of you tend to really truly have a favorite song on this one?
Well, it would depend on who you ask because
I'm
so
asking
with me,
you.
yeah, but I mean, out of the four people in the band, but I would say that La Salvación, which is the last of the songs of the record, is quite a special one. A lot of people have found a very deep meaning in it, and we did share something very important for us in that song. So yes, I would say that that song La Salvación is one, maybe my favorite. I don't know you, Jota.
Lovely. Hey. Lovely. Yeah. It's a really touching song,
Yeah.
and the people really connect like a lot with the message and the sound of that last track
Yeah.
of the album. So it turned to be really important. And actually, he wrote the lyrics, so it's normal that he's like really, engaged with the
Yeah.
song.
Connected to, yes. Antonio, when it comes to writing music, do you have a process? Do you hear like little words in your head and then you add a beat to it? Or do you hear music and then you find lyrics that maybe you think fit with it?
I would say all of the answers are correct. In my experience, sometimes I find like little ideas, usually in the form of little verses, and I write them down in my mobile phone, and when I have time, I go back to them and try to uh, put out the
Expand.
song. Yeah,
Yeah.
like extract the rest of the lyrics out of it and give it a melody, maybe give it some support in a guitar or something like that, and then take that to the band, and the rest of the guys transform it into something much bigger and beautiful. And sometimes it's just maybe a melody, maybe some pattern that comes to my head, and I make that into music. And yeah, and the cool thing about our process in Arde Bogotá is that ideas come from everywhere. So the same process I tend to do, my colleagues do it in their own way, like their own ideas, their own patterns, and they bring it, and we all make something out of it that sometimes is beautiful and sometimes
It's just
sucks.
crap.
Yes,
you know?
and we throw it away. But when it's beautiful, it's really beautiful, and we enjoy it a lot.
Then when it comes to the production part of the music you guys make, do you have much of a hand in that as well?
Sure.
Well, we certainly did in this record.
Mm.
We've worked in this record with the same producer we did in the previous one, which is Lalo GV, who's a producer from our city. He's a friend of us. He's a very young guy, very talented. And what we felt when we were producing this record was that he didn't have to get as much involved as he did in the previous one, because we changed as songwriters. We came to the process with the experience of the previous record. So his job was many times just giving us the certainty that the song was ready to be published. Sometimes, obviously, he got super involved and changed a lot of things, and the songs gained a lot from him. But sometimes the process was
just letting the song be.
letting the song breathe. And
we tried to think as producers ourselves, because we got like lots of information and we learned a lot from the previous album. And something really cool about all this process is that Lalo and us are practically the same age, and we just started this thing of called music like at the same time. So we knew
he
each
said
other.
he's a young guy, and I was like, and who are you?
Yeah. So we are like equals. We are very similar,
Yeah.
and we got to know each other really well.
Yeah.
So that really helps the process. So when we tried to write all these songs and create the music for the songs, we tried to, you know, take one step forward or one step beyond, and you know,
and think like, what would the
Yeah.
producer do here?
yeah.
So
That's
we
it.
tried to do it in advance, and well, he surprised us doing things that we were not able to think about, obviously. But yeah, it's a very particular producer and process, because he used to play with us. He was touring with us
Yeah.
at a certain part of the last tour, so he's part of the band really when he sits down with us. It's,
Like the fifth
yeah,
Beatle we used to
the
say.
fifth head.
I usually say.
What do you hope is a message that people take away from exploring this album of yours, Cowboys de la 3? Is there a message or a theme or something that you really, a feeling that you really hope people take away from this?
You know, I never thought about it until we have played it a lot and talked about the album with the press and with the fans and with ourselves also. And I discovered that maybe there's a theme for me that is about loss and is about things that you left behind in the road, especially people that you left behind, and how you deal with that, and how you get into that and find the strength to go on and keep traveling, even when people and things that were important for you were left behind. And I found that many of the songs talk about that and give a little insight,
Inside, yeah.
like uh, well, the theme song, I mean the title song, Cowboys de la Tres, is clearly about that, but also La Salvación is about that, Copilotos is about that, Los Perros in its way is about that. So many of the key songs of the record, I feel that talk about how you go on in the road, even when things fall behind and stay behind. Fall behind is a verb. Does it exist in this language?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Fall behind, no, are left behind.
Left behind.
Left behind.
Yeah,
Left behind.
I mean,
It's a record about the things you left behind.
yeah,
I would say
beautiful.
Well, you do have the Latin Grammy nominations coming up. How does that make you guys feel to be so validated by your peers of the successful music you've been making?
Shocking, terrifying,
Yeah.
and incredibly, I mean, we feel incredibly humble now, and of course validated, as you say, because we never expected to reach this point. I mean, our career has been like a never-ending succession of things that really surprised us and caught us off guard. You know, like uh, so many people like engaging with the album, so many people coming to the gigs, so many press talking like good things about us. And now these nominations, you never think about this, because we are four lads from Cartagena. It's like a really small town next to the sea. And we were just playing and rehearsing in a small room. And now we are here, now in sunny HQ, talking to you at the at the other side of the ocean. And it's really cool because we are like nominated with other peers like Juanes and Molotov and all these super cool bands that we've been like listening to, all our lives since we were kids. So it really feels good. No matter what happens, being nominated is like such a huge landmark.
Yeah. Even though you think we are going to win something.
I think
I was
I'm
gonna
going.
say, and then one of you is gonna be a little bit financially better, and the other one's gonna be a
Yes.
little financially smaller.
They don't know, but I'm selling the award.
So if you win, you would win more than 50
Fuck
euros.
yeah! I don't want an award. I just want the money. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't say that. Don't write it anywhere.
Clearly, all said in jest. It's going to be a severe place of honor somewhere in the band. Between the four of you is going to have to trade houses. You're going to make like
That's
3 months for you, 3 months for you, three
Yeah,
months for you.
yeah.
You
It would
have
be like a
custody arrangement. That's what they call in
co-parenting.
America, custody arrangement.
Yes.
custody arrangement. Yeah, that's good. We had too many for one award.
Well, what would you guys like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the incredible music that Arde Bogotá makes?
What we want to say? What do we want to say? Oh my God!
Well, I would say thank you first.
But this is like a kind of speech. If we won already.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that. I didn't think about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But you go for
Yeah, I
it.
would say
It's
thank
too
you.
soon, too soon.
No, but I mean, our experience as a band has been this good because the people that support us really support us. I mean, in Spanish, I would say defender. Like, I don't know, it would be translated as support, but
I mean,
Sort of
they
like
are
they
loyal.
defend you.
They're really
Yeah.
loyal and faithful,
yeah,
and
yeah, and they feel part of a collective something that is called Arde Bogotá, and that kind of feeling that really gets to this part of the stage makes this thing work because is the power of the people that follow us that took us here and gave us the chance to write this record and tell these stories and write this music and it's also the thing that makes this project
makes sense.
yeah. So thank you for doing this band possible. I would say that making this band possible.
Yeah.
You should correct me more, man.
No. You'll notice.
I'm not going to learn English if you don't correct me.
You'll notice.
You're not being a good teacher.
I mean, when you say something wrong, you really feel it's wrong.
Yeah, I know, but I
You know,
feel after
he's
saying
learning. That's good.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
That's how you learn. He wants you to correct him too. It's
he treats me with respect. He's a good.
Yeah, I mean, he's speaking out. He's he really owns and everything. I don't want to like cut the flux.
That's right. If he's on a roll, you have to let him be on the roll.
Yeah, let it roll.
Even if I destroy the language.
No.
Of Queen Elizabeth.